live.
We're doing it. We're back. It's been a while since we've been behind the mic.
It has been a long time, but it feels good.
Yeah. Let's tell everybody what we're doing today.
So today we just want to come on, kind of talk past, present, future of Too Fit. It's probably going to be a lot of past, just because there's some good stories in it that a lot of people don't know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Some war stories.
So, I mean, it's crazy to think about, just how far we've come. In preparation for this episode, I was thinking back on, we've only been at this for, a little over 2 years?
Yeah, the inception, I guess you could say that first journey, 2 years, right? Yeah.
It was like 6 months in the making, but still.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know. I guess our first event was October 27th, 2015.
Mm-hmm. So our birthday's almost coming up.
Our birthday was almost there, 2 years, right?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize
Into this month, yeah. It was the rainy morning at CrossFit Aggieland.
Yeah, and you didn't want to get out of bed.
At that point, no.
Jake, what's the rush? Dude, we got to be there.
Yeah, so send in your questions. Again, like Jake said, we're talking past, present, and future. So post your comments. We did get some great responses from the newsletter and stuff, so we do have some kind of pre-prepared questions that people had we can dive into for sure. But a lot of this is going to be kind of our jabble back and forth. So
just a little reminiscent. So we kind of had this discussion the other day when we were making a road trip, but I kind of want to ask it again here. Maybe you had some more time to reflect on it. But what's been? We're gonna do almost like a happy crappy.
Happy crappy.
What's your favorite trip that we've been on so far?
Oh,
and the least favorite, the happy and the crappy.
The favorite is, we've
done a lot of traveling.
We've done a lot of traveling so far in this journey.
He wasn't ready.
No, I'm trying to give this some really, really good thought here. It's got to be Portland. So we met a lot of great people and did some cool experiences.
Yeah, met a lot of good people there.
Jake especially. That's your choice if you want to go into that one or not.
My choice. It was your fault. It never happened.
We were in an account, and of course, the ladies just flock to this guy here. So
not hardly.
I'll let him give you the details if you want him to.
No. But it just ended up in a very long night with trying to get back to our hotel.
Long night at a conference. Yeah. That was an experience.
Anyhow, stories for another day.
Yeah, Portland was great. Met a lot of cool accounts up there. Shout out Evolution Fitness. Very cool account. Have cool. A oxygen.
Sweet gym.
Like altitude training in an actual facility was really cool. Let's see what else for that was Too Fit specific. I would say another trip that would probably be right up there was I really got to go with last year's Bulletproof conference.
Yeah. Because
and we're going back there next week, but it was a unique conference in the sense that the exhibitor floor,
oh my gosh,
was literally out of this world on technology and experiential things. It was very different than your typical industry supplement trade show.
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be some psychedelic companies there this year or something.
Oh yeah, probably a lot more CBD. Yeah. We're seeing a lot of that come out.
Get your ketamine and jump in our float tank over here.
Yeah.
How about the one you really just did not want to go on?
The trip I did not want to go on. Man, so we were talking about that the other day too in the truck. I feel like you and I do a pretty good job of making the best out of nothing, right? Whether it's a crappy situation, crappy weather, we get there and we're like, we don't want to be here. But I don't know if there's been a flat out crappy deal. There's been some bombs, starting a business, no matter what it is, and going on that journey, you explore different avenues and different opportunities, and you have to kind of vet some of that stuff out. But yeah, you certainly, you get to certain places, and you're like, this was a bad idea.
Yeah.
So
that's going to happen just trying to get our name out there. We were beating the streets, spreading Too Fit.
Oh man, that Jake's truck. Most of you don't know this, but in the first few months, even the first year.
Yeah, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
It's still running, but.
Yeah, we put the miles on that thing. Literally pounding the pavement on the first renditions of our products, which are on the mantle back here, Moxie and Rally. So,
shameless plug.
That's right.
Yeah.
Got to throw in a few of those.
I was, I don't know if there's one that I never really wanted to go on either, but I'd forgot about this the other day when we were talking about it. It was at night, I think we went to, it was even a pretty short trip, it wasn't even that far, but we did like a CrossFit Friday Night Lights in Houston, I think, from College Station. And that was a Friday.
Oh, yeah.
And the very next morning, we did a half marathon event in College Station.
That's got to be up there. I totally forgot about that.
Like, got back, like, midnight, unload everything. No,
Yeah.
we set up at midnight.
We
went
set
out there
up and left, so we didn't have to do it at 4 a.m.
Yeah, went up and set up, and then we were back up there, like, at 4:30.
Yeah, that's right. That was during the CrossFit Open, I guess. Friday Night Lights down there in Houston.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a long 24 hours. I do remember that now. So we had to be at that race at 5 a.m. There's like a 5:30 check-in for runners.
Of course, they start super early.
Oh,
with
yeah.
These things.
That was a brutal 24 hours. That's
Yes.
a lot of driving. But we've had some long trips, man. We've put 10, 12 hours in the car.
Des Moines, Iowa?
Yeah.
For real? Oh my gosh. But the barbecue was worth it in Kansas City for sure.
Dude, Jack Stack. If you're ever going through Kansas City, we hit that up on the way back. We stayed in Kansas City on I guess the day of the race. We were up there for
We
CTG.
after.
Came back, stayed in Kansas City that night.
Best beef rib I've ever had.
A dinosaur rib.
It
Thing
was
was massive. I mean,
Yeah.
just this, like a hunk of meat just fell off the bone. Like the best beef rib I've ever had. It's hard to find a good beef rib. A lot of
Yeah.
places don't cook them.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, that was good.
Yeah,
Okay,
it was
on the topic, what to this point has been your favorite breakfast spot?
Oh, I mean, hands down.
It's a loaded question.
Wildberry Cafe in Chicago.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Wildberry
And
Pancakes and
amazing.
Cafe. I mean, we stopped in. First of all, we didn't do that trip exactly right. We were lugging around like 200 pounds of event and expo gear all across the city.
Yeah, just so you know, when we started, and we're not there where we're quite sending crates to trade shows, but
We are now.
we're there now. But when we would go to trade shows the first year or so, we would just try to carry everything through the airport.
It was legit a duffel bag full of supplements and our table covers and drapes. And
The
the first
whole
few
setup
times I
in a
did it, I was
backpack.
like, man, I don't know if they're gonna get past like security. You know, with all these
Yeah.
powders in
They
in
had to
in a black
routinely
duffel
test
bag.
them.
Yeah.
Always happened. We were
Yeah.
going to check your powders. You know, it always flag for something. Well, I can see what you guys do. You know, go ahead. I mean, I
Yeah.
feel like we get stopped every time.
That was probably my worst travel experience. Speaking of that, that time you left me at the airport,
I left you?
and then you went and got on first class. Yeah, you remember that?
Total accident. And that was a supplement issue. They
No,
wouldn't,
it was.
wasn't
Well,
it?
and also a time issue. A little bit of a time issue.
Okay, so full disclosure, I got the flight time wrong by a solid hour and a half or an hour. I thought it was like an 8:30 flight, and it was actually a 7:30 flight.
Yeah.
And so we get there, try to rush,
Because
People from American Airlines
with his
were-
timekeeping skills.
which is not a good idea in the first place. Yeah, that was rough, man.
Yeah, we get there.
That
they
was the
wouldn't-
worst experience in any travel situation so far, because we were both flying, obviously, the same flight. We get there, we rush through. You had the bag of product or whatever.
Yeah.
They
Which is-
stopped you twice going through security. They tell me, oh, no, we're waiting on him. Sir, you have to board the plane.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, and I'm texting Jake, like, hey, they're going to wait on you. I'm in this seat. Door closes, like, it was like, oh no, is this meant one of these is going down? Like that.
Yeah.
That was the first thing I thought.
Yeah. That
It
is
was-
that feeling. you
Yes, it was.
know? But I got up to the counter and the guy's like, "Your friend really tried for you. You know, he really tried." And I was like, "Oh well, now what?" So I went on standby. I looked like I get on the next plane out. But I'm just thinking, because Josh hadn't told me, but he got first class tickets for that flight. And so
Yeah, to
here's-
Orlando, that was a heck of a deal, and it was like, well, I mean, why not? It was.
So here's Josh flying first class to Orlando, and I'm on standby in like a middle seat, 70 rows back,
It's a
stuck with
bad
the
deal,
luggage,
man. That was a bad deal.
And yeah, that was the thought. You're thinking is like, yeah, this is one of those stories you hear all the time. Like, we were supposed to be on that flight. I was supposed to be on that flight.
Yeah,
But
yeah, it's got to flash through your mind. What's the movie where like the death is a certainty. Like it keeps, like, people keep dying even if they avoid it. That they've made like 7 of them. I can't remember.
Saw.
Not Saw.
Fast and Furious. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, we've had a lot of trips, a lot of good ones, and very, very few not so good ones.
Yeah.
As we try to grow the business and meet new people and all that jazz.
Yeah, I guess the only one I can think of is we were coming back from Houston Hobby late one night, and we're going over a ridge, and
ooh, this was a bad deal.
We're going up kind of on a hill, and then I start coming down on the other side of it. I'm driving in the truck, of course, and I see the only thing that I see is these 2 coyotes just out of nowhere. I see these 2 sets of eyes, and the next thing I know, boom. Like, I swerved, they come right up under me, but we were going 70, 75 plus.
Yeah.
I almost lost control of the truck.
Yeah, it was scary.
Yeah, and then come to find out, Josh had seen these things, like, moving down the hill.
A split second. No, it wasn't like that, they're coming for us.
Yeah.
No, it was like a boom, boom.
Yeah.
It was very, very quick.
That was crazy. I mean,
yeah.
I remember getting back, and you could literally see the coyote hair, like, in my grill.
Yeah, that was bad.
And then I found out, so coyotes have this weird thing that, this is in studying for one of our podcasts for Nora, which is hasn't been released yet, but we'll talk about that a little later.
Yeah.
But in studying for her, just since she lived with wolves for a while, I was studying up on coyotes. And coyotes actually do this really weird thing. This is super off topic, but it's part of like keeping their population up, that every time you kill one, they actually have like a roll call, like at night whenever they're howling. And if there's one missing, like if one doesn't answer, then that's actually a signal for them to start breeding. And so it sends off a hormone to make them like start breeding to like keep their population up.
Look at that.
And they say anytime you kill one, you're basically like two more show up because of that, because of their average litter size.
Wow. Fun fact. Who knew?
I don't know. Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
So there you go. If you care about
Very
coyotes,
cool. Let's see. Let's tackle one of the questions we got, which we've had routinely, quite regularly since we've kind of launched the new branding, which goes back to our first products, Moxie and Rally. A lot of people just asking about what made you change the branding. I liked the branding before. I love the new branding now. Or, why did you change the name? Just curious, like that sort of thing. And figured we could just tackle that one.
Sure. So let's just start off with, first of all, why the change? Why the new look? Why the new website?
Yeah, I think, as we definitely through early 2016, we kind of were planning out the future of 2Fit, and we loved Moxie and Rally, dear to our hearts, obviously, first products. Loved the packaging and everything. There were probably some things about the branding we weren't crazy about for the long term. We did have a little bit of a legal issue with Moxie. There's a soda company, the oldest soda company.
We're just a couple of South Texas boys. We didn't know that. Apparently it's a big Northeast thing.
And we filed our trademarks for them in our categories, but they flagged it under carbonated beverages. So we can talk about that now. The whole thing's over. Wasn't too big of a issue, but we addressed it, and we were kind of in the early points of looking at where do we want our brand to be, how are people responding already in that first year to the brand and to the products. And we really wanted to position it much more that kind of fit our vision for the company long term, which was very lifestyle, encouraging like health and wellness beyond just supplements, and kind of tying in more colors and schemes into the natural components of our products,
For sure.
And so I think even that situation with Moxie, I think we both probably feel like it was definitely meant to be, because it even forced us even more into that direction that I think we truly wanted to go with the brand and the products.
Yeah, we love the looks of them, love the looks of the website, but they just didn't exactly fit the products, themselves. Like, they were just a lot more cleaner, a lot more comprehensive. These are a little more just kind of with the fist and a little more rough, and honestly just JV compared with what we have now.
Yeah, what we had now, again, shout out to Drifting Creatives, incredible job. We worked with them for over a year on this project while we were still living in College Station, and that was an incredible experience. I'm sure we drove them crazy, and it took a lot longer.
Oh yeah, we did.
Than they would have preferred. I know we drove them crazy, but
longer than we preferred too.
Yeah, for sure, everybody wanted to wrap this thing up, and we had all intentions at the onset of the project to kind of launch this more towards the beginning of the year, and especially tied into Paleo FX because we had all of our new branding.
Yeah.
A lot of you probably saw our booth, which was just awesome. Our team did an incredible job. And yeah, I mean, just we still had things to work on and develop and get the website finished, and but now we couldn't be happier with it. So if that kind of answers your question on all your questions on the branding and just the change and everything, that's kind of where it came from.
Yeah, and kind of just because of that, the podcast we kind of let take a back seat for a while too, just because we didn't want to be posting new episodes, new content to a website that wasn't even selling any product. Only had the old stuff on there.
Yeah. Because
of the legal issue, we didn't even have Moxie on there anymore and a few other things. So we've been out of the game a little longer than we wanted.
Yeah, because we love the show. I mean, and we feel bad because we did have to field a lot of questions over the last few months about what happened to the podcast, or I really miss the podcast, and so we're sorry on our end. We wanted to get it rolling.
Want to get this room right? I mean, look at this.
Want to get the room right? I mean, yeah, new studio. We are. So I guess we can kind of tie into the present. We are now in Fort Worth, Texas. Yep. We've been here for about a year, and we got our office a couple months ago. First 2Fit headquarters, so that's huge news.
Yeah. All renovated.
Yeah.
It's a nice spot. Office, warehouse. I mean, just kind of thinking about back where we came from when we were, just always, I call it, Wi-Fi hunting, coffee shop to coffee shop. Yeah. All the time, trying to find seats, etc.
Or like in College Station, you got flooded with students because of exams and the Wi-Fi shut down. Like you said,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, coffee shop to coffee shop.
Coffee shop to coffee shop. I mean, we're housing all of our products out of it's still climate controlled, clean environment, but it's a storage unit.
Yeah, big storage unit, climate controlled, that could keep the products safe.
I would print the labels at home in my apartment, then take them to the storage unit, box them, put them in there, put the labels on, and then go to the post office every day.
It's quite a process.
And now we have a warehouse with pallet racks and a pallet jack, and the postman just comes here and picks it up.
Yeah, I think the next step is we're going to have to do a walkthrough for everybody. We're going to have to show everyone 2Fit HQ. It's really cool. If you're ever in Fort Worth and you want to swing by, we're here every day, working, throwing the football, taking a break, whatever. Just drop in, say hi.
For sure.
We have a little retail section set up, and you can always come hang out with us. So.
Yeah. Keeping on the questions, I know, especially when I first meet people, and you tell them kind of what you do, and that you've started a business and stuff, and a lot of the questions that you get, because everybody kind of aspires to do that. They want to be financially free, they want to be on their own, control their own time, that sort of thing. And so one of the questions I always get is man, what's the hardest part about it all? What's been the hardest thing you've come across in the last couple years of doing this? So
yeah,
I will pose that one to you, my friend.
It's a deep one.
Hardest, most difficult, most frustrating. What do you have to overcome?
I think the most frustrating is time, because you although things should. Let me rephrase it. So I think the hardest thing is time, because when you don't have a huge team, there's just a lot of things that everyone has to do, and you certainly wish that things could move a little faster, even though they don't have to be perfect, but you want them to be right, And so I think that's probably the biggest frustration, and part of the thing you really have to control when starting and running a business is have real expectations of your time, and how long projects are going to take. They're always going to take longer. Any marketing program, campaign, packaging, product, it's always going to take longer. And that's just the case. I think the hardest thing, man, I don't know. I don't really feel like anything is that hard. It's I think it just to me just keeps going back to time, just the time thing.
Yeah.
You spend some days are 16 hours. You're working till 2 or 3 in the morning on the laptop. That happens a lot. You sacrifice time with your family, your friends. I think, but it's short-term sacrifice in the big scheme of things.
For sure.
I think that's the hardest thing is time. What about you?
Yeah, stole the words out of my mouth. I have a hard time with patience. It's a lifelong lesson that I've been learning since I was born. And so, basically that, when we first started, I'm thinking, man, we're going to be up and running we'll be making each, 60, 100K in, 3 months time or whatever. Supplement company, everybody buys supplements, but there's so much more to building a business that has longevity, and we're building, to steal kind of a phrase from one of our friends we've met here recently, building a house that you plan to live in, not just flip and sell.
Yeah.
So, yeah, me getting over that kind of that time hump and the patience, and that's probably been the biggest thing. And then obviously, if we're being real, like it's been more of a sacrifice, financially than probably anticipated. Just on the personal side, just taking a little longer. And so that's just one of those things, But
yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. And people, I would say, starting a business, it truly is maybe a cliche, but it's a cliche because it's true. It's a baby. It's a little living organism that has to survive and breathe, and that's the truth. It's going to take a lot of attention. It's going to take a lot of personal time away from you, but I know neither one of us would trade it for anything. So
no, and that's the thing. Like it's worth it in the end, and that's what we always talk about, is having that mindset, that vision all the time of like where you want to be, and we've never once doubted it. You know? Like we know where we're going. Yeah, and that's why we are where we're at today.
Yeah, and like you said, we're building a house to live in for a very long time.
And to bring other people in,
That's right.
That's one of the things I'm most proud of, is to like be able to bring in other people.
Yeah.
We have a sales team now, accounting. We got our man Bloom behind the camera here.
Yeah.
Running the production side of things. That's awesome.
He'll be making a cameo appearance at some point.
Yeah, and here, when we first started out, you're literally doing everything.
Yeah, two people doing all of it. Yeah, it is really exciting. We've added what, 3 team members on the digital side in the last month or 6 weeks. So that's been a huge focus and a great lift to the business, and just keep doing it. So what else? So let's see, on the present, what else do we have going on? We have we're in Fort Worth.
We're in Fort Worth right now.
Got the office. You can easily find that. You can just map to fit Fort Worth.
Yeah. Some of the biggest things we got coming up, we're being in Pasadena next week for the Bulletproof Conference this year.
Yeah.
Come check us out there.
We're doing a lot from Facebook Live and Instagram and stuff, stories, to kind of take you guys on an experience at the trade show. It's a really cool. We took a ton of photos last year. Got a great response. Just kind of make it interactive for our audience that wants to see what the trade show's about, because there's a lot of really cool stuff.
Oh, yeah, it's awesome.
And we'll be documenting all of it. Let's see, we got some other big things in the works. I guess this is a good point to talk a little bit more about the future.
Yeah.
And
segue.
Some news that we can finally release that we haven't told anyone outside of our circle or internally is that we will be launched into Whole Foods in the month of November. So, in the Southwest region. We're all really excited. It's been about a year in the making, and they initially showed a lot of interest in Moxie and Rally, and we let them know what we were going on with the branding and everything, and they were still committed with the products and the quality of the products, and they said, well, we're fine with the branding change. Once they saw the new logos and stuff and some of the new graphics, they were blown away by it, because I think it really fits their demographic and their feel inside the store. And their whole team seems really excited about it. And we had a phone call yesterday with Whole Foods again, so we're constant communication, going over our full marketing rollout plan. So we're pumped. I mean, it's a
major win.
It's a huge deal.
Yeah, I'm excited just to pop in there already. See myself popping selfies with our caricature in the Whole Foods.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, you have to pinch yourself. It'll be real at that point for sure.
Yeah. So I'm excited about it, but. Let's see. I don't know. We don't get any more trips coming up past that, do we? Rest of this year?
No, it's been it's just been so much this whole year. It really was. I mean, really, everything about it was launching a new business.
Yeah.
Don't you think? Like when we launched 2Fit the first time, it was me and you, like ground and pound, like I mean, it was right, and gyms. Clinics, just spread the word anyway in every way, social media.
Getting beat up by 35, I tell you that. Jeez.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I think the whole process was pretty incredible. But yeah, it was certainly a commitment to kind of pump the brakes when we moved through inventory of Moxie and Rally, and there was such a delay. It was hard. I mean, it was certainly rebuilding a whole new business because we had a lot of new strategies for the website to just serve our customers better, because we wanted a better experience. We wanted to provide more educational information about the products. We wanted to do more video content about the products.
Yeah.
And we were able to capture all that with Drift, and that has helped tremendously. Just, again, educate, because that's what we're really about with our products, is educating and just trying to do the best we can. So it was in every facet launching a brand new business, and so we kind of feel like we're starting up again. But we have such a great groundwork. We have such a loyal and great customer base. They're our friends, partners, and now we have a team too. So it's a lot more fun,
awesome.
and it's a lot different, but all for the better.
Yeah, so if you haven't checked out those videos Josh is talking about, just go to 2fit.com. There on the main page you can find our main video that kind of tells our story, a little bit more about me and you, the process, and kind of how we got to where we're at today. Then if you go to each, the pre and the post page, the more informational videos about the actual products themselves. Super well, like world-renowned videos, world-class. Couldn't be happier with them. And I think we're kind of, you got some?
No, I was just gonna. I was talking about I was thinking of the products. We got a couple of questions about not only the name change, which we brought up earlier, but I didn't want to forget to address anybody. Was just like any formulary change.
Yeah.
Like, did the products completely revamp? And no, they did not. They're basically a name change. The products. I'm not just saying this. I mean, everybody can attest to it. They only got better, and there was just some change of specific ingredients to find better forms, more bioavailable forms. That was really the only thing.
Flavor's quite the change.
Flavor's
out of this world.
Flavor was
and that was quite the process.
Okay,
itself,
you
too.
asked the hardest, most frustrating thing earlier.
Yeah.
Flavor.
We're trying to make such natural products, taste so good. It's an uphill battle.
Yeah.
But luckily we found the right manufacturer here locally, and that just did a world-class job with that too.
Yeah.
I mean, they're awesome. We couldn't be happier.
Yeah. The flavors, people that have tried them so far, and we've had a lot of people now since they rolled out at Paleo say that they can't believe they're natural flavorings, but they're sugar-free. I mean, they're incredible.
I'm just laughing just because that was always like the number one complaint we got at trade shows last year.
Yeah,
you'd hand out a sample and you'd watch them turn their back and like take it, and you're like, oh no.
And the nice one would be like, oh yeah, it's good.
Well, it's natural, huh? Must be good for me. It is.
Yeah.
It is.
That was certainly something we wanted to address, and we did.
Yeah.
Worked on that very hard in the lab, so everything's good to go. We encourage you to check them out. If you have any more questions regarding this show, it'll be posted to our Facebook page. You can always ask questions after it's posted. We'll hop back in there and answer with any comments.
You want to tease them with the latest podcasts that'll be coming out?
Yeah, Tuesday. Why don't you tell them?
So we drove on down to Austin to meet with the man who started Camp Gladiator. Met there at Camp Gladiator HQ. Man, super cool build out. I mean, like the every gym goer's dream gym.
Yeah,
there.
They have everything.
And just really learn more about their business model, their mindset, their why, their story, their product. And I had a great time talking with them. We could have talked about so many more things. We were a little limited on time, but that'll be coming out this Tuesday. We got a video as well there at HQ, and so you will not be disappointed. Go and check it out.
No, great podcast, and kind of on the heels of that, so we'll be releasing podcast typically every Tuesday, and then doing a Facebook show with Jake and myself every Friday, kind of about the same time slot. So sometimes it'll be live when we're in-house, and sometimes there may be a special guest appearance.
Yeah.
You never know. But be on the lookout for that. So podcasts on Tuesdays and Fridays now. Both of them be published to iTunes, YouTube, all that jazz.
Guest Tuesdays, a little more formal here. Just kick back, relax. We got the bar over here, on a Friday. Who knows? Things could get crazy.
Bourbon. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we got the 2 Cents coming out as well, too. New video series we're pretty excited about. Just sharing actionable, bits of information for you guys, easily digestible. Kind of just, sharing our opinion. But
value, opinion, whatever it is. This month is quality, honesty, transparency. So every 2 Cent Tuesdays.
Kind of the backbone of 2Fit there.
What's that?
The backbone of Two
The
Fit.
backbone of Two Fit, yeah. Quality, honesty, transparency, what that means to us personally and as a company, and why that's kind of our foundation. And then November, I think we have slotted, or a teaser, for stimulants.
Which I love.
Stimulants and stuff.
In my coffee. But anyhow,
All right.
I mean, that's it. I'm excited. I'm so just happy that, Two Fit is where we are today. It's just been a blessing. And just looking back on where we've been in the last 2 years and come from, it's really amazing.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy.
Just taking that thought in your head and actually here it is, a real live tangible thing. It's pretty amazing.
It's awesome. Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for your support, and we look forward to being around.